thank you for taking our time speaking to us on NewsX World. Meanwhile, viewers, we're shifting our focus away from the Middle East towards what's taking place in Europe. The president of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, has met Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow. After the meeting, the Belarusian president talked about the Russian proposal on Ukraine that President Putin had earlier discussed with US President Donald Trump at the Alaska summit. Lukashenko appreciated the proposal and stated that Ukraine should accept it or else they might lose their entire territory. However, he did not share any details of the proposal as such. Earlier, he put forward his idea of building a nuclear power plant in eastern Belarus that could supply electricity to the Russian-controlled parts of Ukraine. Listen in to what President Lukashenko had to say.
Есть на столе хорошее предложение. Мы с президентом Путиным обсуждали, я не стану о них говорить, это президент сам скажет. Хорошее предложение. Предложение по Украине, которые на Аляске в том числе были услышаны Дональдом Трампом, увезены в Вашингтон для того, чтобы подумать и обсудить. Очень хорошее предложение. Если украинцы не пойдут на эти предложения, это будет то, что было в начале СВО. Это будет еще хуже, они потеряют Украину. Тогда надо было остановиться. Слушайте, весь Восток был бы украинский, кроме Крыма. Нет, не остановились, потеряли Восток. Сейчас не остановится. С моей точки зрения, человека глубоко погруженного в эту ситуацию, они потеряют всю Украину.
With us on the broadcast is Professor Rohan Gunaratne, International Affairs expert, joining us from Singapore. Thank you so much, sir, for taking our time speaking to us on NewsX World. A key meeting has taken place between President Lukashenko of Belarus and Russia. In focus over here is using nuclear energy in order to power areas that are now under Russian control after it has annexed these areas in Ukraine. Now, energy infrastructure has often been targeted by both Russia and Ukraine on either side of the border. In the midst of this conflict, we just know just a while back that there were some refineries that were struck by Ukraine within Russia itself. What do you make of this fresh bid by Lukashenko, this new proposal that he has mooted to Putin?
Lukashenko and Putin, they have a very close friendship. Belarus is working very closely with Russia. The most recent meeting that they had in Moscow clearly demonstrates that Putin is moving in the direction of restoring peace in their fight in Ukraine. But he has three demands. One is that there should be a limitation on the Ukrainian forces. Second is that Ukraine should not have any ambitions to join NATO. And third is the Russians want more land from Ukraine. So this negotiation is going to take a long time. But the first step of that negotiation is President Trump meeting with President Putin in Moscow, and it is a follow-up of their meeting in Alaska. And certainly, other than the Ukrainian president, there will be a participation of other leaders from NATO, because the real dispute is a dispute between Europe and Russia. It's Ukraine. What happened in Ukraine is just the end product of that dispute. The bigger dispute needs to be resolved.
Absolutely, sir. With that, I would like to thank you for taking our time, sharing your perspective with us on NewsX World. Meanwhile, viewers, more news coming in